cover immediately. This is a very violent tornado.
This is a large, violent tornado that is approaching downtown Tuscaloosa.
This is a very, very dangerous situation. Take our warning right now. It is now churning through the city of Tuscaloosa. My God, look at that.
I told her, I said, lay down on that, and I covered up about 6 pillows, and then I put a quilt on top of it, and another pad. And I told her, I said, I'll see you here, or I'll see you there. And we kissed, and I told her, I said, honey, I love you, and I'll see you. Y'all forgive me.
We have large debris now flying up off the backside of this tornado. The debris field is absolutely huge.
The noise got louder and louder, and then all of a sudden things started dropping trees. We started just hearing a lot of banging, popping. We all just piled in together and got tighter. I was just praying, we were all praying. And I was praying to God, if I could just get 10 more seconds, I'll survive this thing.
And this tornado is a wedge tornado, multiple vortices on this thing. This is as violent as it gets.
We ended up with a tornado on the ground, on the way to Tuscaloosa. And then they picked it up on the tower cam, and it just looked like a beast.
It might be a half-mile wide. It could be larger than that. Nobody should be driving. Everybody down there listening to me on radio in Tuscaloosa, stop now.
The power went out in the library, but we had Wi-Fi, and we could stream the news, and we saw the tornadoes coming our way.
And I heard James Spann say something, and I could tell, and I couldn't understand exactly what he said, but it was the tone he said it. I knew we had a problem.
James Spann said, we need to pray for these people. And that was the last thing I heard him say before the power went out.
This will be a day that will go down in state history. And all you can do is pray for those people.
I was watching the news before I left for my test. I knew there were bad storms coming, and I would have rather been in my brick library than this apartment complex, and that was a pretty good call.
The roof came off. I felt a draft. I just felt really light. And my father-in-law, who we call Papa, he's a good-sized guy. I grabbed a hold of him tight, and he said later that he felt like he was lifting off, and that was probably about the same time that I grabbed him.
I got on my knees and started praying and put my arm around him. I always get in the center or get where you've got doors, close those doors, and it will form a vacuum. That vacuum will save your life someday. It saved ours.
When the power goes out, then it hits and you can hear it, and it sounds like a freight train, and you feel like you're under the rails.
But we really had no idea it was this bad. I kind of had a bad feeling it hit my complex, and I was right.
What hit me the most was I used to work for the Delphi plant here in Tuscaloosa, which is on Calusa Avenue. I was down there Saturday morning. I drove it out on my bicycle to take some pictures, and the memories that building had, and it's just gone. It's just a total pile of rubble.
I could see around the corner and see that the roof was gone, where the chimney had fallen in.
I don't remember how I got out of the house. I just remembered I was out.
You walk out and your fireplace is where it shouldn't be.
Everything's gone, but those doors did not open.
Yeah, I found some books, but you know they're ruined. But it is really nice to be able to see some of it. I didn't expect to find anything.
Any street you go down, there's people giving stuff, and they'll stop and ask if we need things. Even places that are blown down.
I stayed home and I try to make sure that people are all right in the immediate area and helping people get out of their houses.
Down at the end of the street, I started asking, is everybody okay down here? Got my 8 bags. I always intend I'm going to use everything in that 8 bag. I got in here and Miss Lee was on the ground, on her side, debris on her, a wall was on her, a pecan limb about this big around was laying across her head. I felt a skull fracture, an indentation, and I carefully wrapped her head. And some college students came up and said, what can we do? And we're going to work our way, just trying to take care of people I can do something with. These guys brought this old lady on an old chair, and I said, how old are you? And I think she said 95 or 96 years old. She had a fib fracture, and she had multiple fractures here. I pulled my bag out, and I just started splinting. There was a girl, she was bleeding pretty bad from the back of her head, and I could see blood flowing down her arm, down to her fingertips. So someone brought a blanket out and wrapped her around. I took an Israeli trauma dressing and wrapped her head, and there was a gash about this long and about that deep, pretty close to the bone. A co-ed comes up with a little pinhole in the bottom of her foot, and it's a tiny little dot of blood. She said, I think I stepped on glass. And I said, I can help you there. And out of that little tiny hole, a good-sized piece of glass came rolling. It just came rolling out. And then I put a little alcohol and Band-Aided it up. She put her flip-flops back on, and I hope she didn't go out and step on a nail.